Hi Libra, welcome to your end of May 2022 general tarot reading. It's Serena here. Ooh, all this swords. All this swords drama. I've been doing personal readings looking into 2023. And I'll just tell you right now, Libra, if you are suffering in a relationship that isn't working, there's a lot of hope for you in 2023. You're going to have eclipses to your seventh house of committed partnership. Actually, two in the spring, March and April of 2023, that are two solar eclipses in that seventh house. It's like unreal. So don't don't, if you feel like, because this is what the heart of the matter, because this is a marriage card. The heart of the matter is a 10 of I was going to say pentacles, of swords. You are swords, by the way, all air signs: Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And the number 10 is the completion of a cycle. So this can be a card of betrayal, getting stabbed in the back, metaphorically of speaking, of course. But so betrayal. But it's also the end of a cycle. So now things start to look up. If this is, relationship related, you really are getting the memo of what was done to you, because a Libra person can gild the lily, or whatever you want to call it, can really put a positive spin on something. I was gonna say polish a turd. Sorry to be so grotesque. In the past position, the Queen of Swords, I really see this woman now as, kind of holding her own in the midst of a lot of probably sorrowful emotions, difficult decisions that she has had to make. And so it's kind of like saying it's finally over, but it's like being put out of your misery too, when you look at it. So this reading may be specifically for certain people, but I don't say that it has to be limited to personal relationship. That might be a work situation where you finally said, I've been screwed over one time too many. The higher message is the 10 of Cups. Happily ever after, just in general, that sense of, deserving the pot at the end of the rainbow. Not the knife in the back. You deserve the pot in the rainbow. Now, these are both 10s, but this one is leading to something very pleasant. Also, and heartfelt. This is the happy union. So this is what you're shooting for. You rule the house of committed partnership, Libra. But isn't it funny? I do think that a lot of Libra people are unhappy in relationships. I wouldn't say 100%, obviously, but unfortunately, in my own experience, that has been the case. And I think you, Libra, have to take some responsibility for any time when you have allowed yourself to say yes to something that you really didn't want to do, just to keep the peace or to gain approval. Learning how to not be afraid of disappointing somebody or upsetting them. If somebody gets upset because you refuse to do something that you really don't want to do, then you have successfully rooted out somebody who isn't really putting you in a place of consideration. They're just being much more concerned about what they want. And those types of relationships are not going to be satisfying. I'm not saying that you should get your way 100% of the time, but It's just that feeling of a one-sided relationship. And you know what I mean. I know that Libras, when you're in a relationship, you're going to do your damnedest to make it work because, you specialize in relationships. But um, for some of you, this is about sticking a fork in it because it's over with and then rejoicing. Because the Ten of Cups can be that your family, if you have a family already, that they're going to feel a sense of relief because they have been suffering too. Whether it's children or your parents, if they've had to suffer through, trying to tolerate your partner who they can see is not good for you. What crosses you is the Eight of Wands. So you may be kind of in this no man's land period where you want to move ahead, but you're going to have to allow things to settle into place. We do have a Mercury retrograde, and that is also kind of keeping things in a little bit, I wouldn't say of a holding pattern, but at least that sense of maybe delays. And so look to the third week in June when things start to pick up for you and everybody else. What is coming in is the Seven of Swords, and this can be confirmation that somebody has cheated on you. This can also be you leaving a situation in a way that doesn't cause more drama. Also, this can be strategizing your next move by yourself, not allowing people to have input on your decision, because you might get some people that are trying to talk you out of doing something that you know you need to do. And the outcome is the Chariot, and this is a card of victory. And the person has to really hold on to the reins of those horses of duality, the black and white horses that want to pull them in these extreme places. As long as I have been alive on this earth, I have never seen two extreme positions that people are holding, the divide in society, but even in your personal life. So it's very commonplace today to feel like you have to either be totally on one side or totally on the other. And that's being binary. That is a very simplistic way of living. And actually, I think I think a lot of Libras can feel me on that you have the ability to see all sides of an issue, and therefore you tend not to be so dualistic. And that is your ticket to success. Also, I think like with travel issues too, that if you look to later in June, around the time of the summer solstice or just solstice in general, that you will see that if you have travel plans, they will pick up. And maybe that's what the Eight of Wands represents. That movement is kind of slowed down because then Mercury comes out of its shadow. So then maybe you're going to take that trip, you need to clear your head and do your own thing. Okay, Libra, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a personal reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.